Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Walnut Creek Crawdads pregame show. I am your host, Justin DeHaas. Alongside me, Kobe Segal. Kobe, how are you doing today?
Great. Thank you. Very excited to be here. Crawdads first game.
Yes, sir. Very excited as season opener, home opener, in fact. And let's just dive right into it. About 10 minutes from now will be first pitch. So here we are with the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Last year, the Crawdads finished 25 and 21, third in the CCL North Division. But they did go 0-2 in the CCL playoffs, where they lost to the OC Riptide and the St. Louis Obispo Blues. So obviously, this is a Crawdad squad that last year was their first winning season since 2014. So big improvement there. First playoff berth since 2014 too. And yes, there was a little bit of a sour taste at the end of the season with losing those two games. But there is hope for this season that maybe they could bounce back and they can rebuild off of that. What do you think, Kobe?
Well, yes, absolutely. And part of the reason for hope is they do have a lot of newcomers that were very productive last year. I mean, not new, a lot of returns that were very productive last year, including some newcomers that I think could be really key.
Yes, sir. And obviously we have the newcomers, but let's just touch upon the losses real quick just to show you who was on the Crawdads last year that will not be suiting up for Walnut Creek this year. Coleman Schmidt, outfielder for St. Mary's, hit 10 home runs last year. That was the most on the team, and he is not here. He had a 5.82 slugging percentage, so obviously a big loss there. You're losing a guy like Tyson Corio, middle infielder from Cal Poly. He had a 413 on base percentage with a team high 29 walks last year, so very good and productive in terms of getting on base. And then losing a couple pitchers too. Hollis Fanning from Tennessee. In 45 innings pitched, he had a 3.35 ERA and a 1.14 WHIP, so obviously some very good numbers there. And Fisher Johnson from USC, in his 6 starts, a 3.16 ERA and a 9.12 K per nine. So obviously those are some big losses. What do you make of that, Kobe?
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously big losses, but this is a key, and I think
That there are some losses from last year's squad. You guys got
yeah, and I mean, of the returning crawdads, the highest returning slugging percentage. So, I mean, they got some real bats. There are 6 guys in the lineup today that are.
and Brome specifically. Ellis, bit of a Swiss Army knife. He could play any position. A lot of times he'll play the infield, but really he could put him anywhere. Last year he had 58 hits and 20 stolen bases for the Crawdads. So very impressive numbers there. And you look at a guy like Brome, who had a 363 batting average and a 486 on base percentage for the Crawdads last year. So he's coming from Texas Tech. So obviously that's a team in the regionals right now. So yes, a couple very solid players there. They're hitting 2 and 3, and the cleanup hitter is probably one of the better newcomers onto the squad. Tyson Pointer, outfielder from Texas Arlington. He is a senior and at Arlington at bats for the Mavericks. So again, you have a very solid middle of the order lineup. Is there anyone else that caught your eye?
And he really struggled in those. I bet back for
The
Sacramento.
strength
Yeah,
of
for
this squad from last year, Nate Nordell from Sacramento State, I believe it is. And unfortunately, Nordell, hate to bring this up, but Nordell was the guy who, against the St. Louis Obispo Blues, he threw a wild pitch at the end of the game, and that ultimately cost them. Obviously, it's not just that pitch. There's a bunch of other factors that go into a game, too, but something like that, that's his last moment. That's the strength of the lineup and the weakness of the pitching.
Well, okay, I mean, the pitching, yes, you could perform. So I'm really excited. Starting with Tyler Wood today, 4 pitch mix, fastball, 91, 93, a changeup, curveball, slider, all in the 70 miles per hour range. So a big change of speed there. Really excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, Wood's an interesting guy. He comes from the Pro 5 Baseball Academy in Virginia, and he is committed to play at UC Davis. He's a local kid from Danville. You mentioned his repertoire because we don't know that yet, right? This is just the first game of the season. but it's a potential weakness just because we expect the lineup to be good, right? A bunch of these guys were on the squad last year and they were good last year, so it's fair to assume, hey, maybe these guys can build off of that and be good again this year. But with the pitching, like we said, we just simply don't know. But Tyler Woods certainly is one of those guys to watch for sure as he's pitching. And the other hand, we have the other pitcher, Jacob Gilliam. And honestly, we looked him up and we didn't find much on him for the anchors. So I'd love to give you some more background on him, but that is simply not the case. What do you make about? I know you talked about a little bit about Wood, but what do you think about this pitching matchup overall?
Well, I think it is very exciting, mostly simply because we don't have a large sample size of them against
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, when you don't have much information on a guy, you want to be able to see it play out on the field, and that's what we're gonna have. Something I heard about
a tough day for.
there's Jake and Carson on the call.
It's time for opening day baseball here in Walnut Creek, California. My name is Carson Mercier alongside Jake Baum for opening day between the Crawdads and the Anchors. The Anchors have they've played one game this year from what we could find. They're 1-0 in that game. It's a little bit tough finding any real statistics on them, but they are coming off a victory against the Bay Area Kings. We'll get you the starting lineups. Starting lineups first with the visiting Anchors in right field. 6'2" right-hander out of Danville, California. Just about ready for first pitch. Jack Bollinger stepping up to the plate. Tyler Wood this year making his CCL debut. Doesn't have any numbers yet in summer baseball. Tyler Wood ready, kicks, delivers a fastball down below the zone. That'll miss for a ball, but the 2023 summer season is underway. Your first pitch is at 4:01 p.m., temperature 85 degrees. It's brought to you by Meadow Dairy, as this one is skied left side in the infield. Over comes Griffin Harrison, the third baseman. He makes the catch for out number one. First pitch is brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, trying to hang on to that old town vibe since the early 1900s.
Nice first pitch there, or first batter rather, easy out. That's exactly what you want to see. If you're Tyler Wood, get those quick outs, get off the mound, and lead it to that Crawdads offense to begin the 2023 summer season.
One away for J.P. Boyle, the center fielder, left-handed hitter. Fastball that gets away from the catcher, Sam Gilliam. The 1-0, again, this one a fastball that misses just a little bit up. J.P. Boyle spent the 2023 season at Santa Barbara City College. 245 average, 745 OPS, 22 games played. 1-1 pitch fouled into the net and out of play. 2 balls and a strike.
Hit 245 there last year. Did manage to get a home run and knock in 10 runs batted in. For JUCO, Santa Barbara City College is a pretty good school, so it's understandable he didn't get as much playing time as some other guys.
2-1, swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boyle from Redwood City, California. 6'2" left-handed hitting catcher. The 2-2 taken at the knees, strike 3. First strikeout of the season for Tyler Wood, and there's 2 away here in the top of the first.
Call it a backwards K for the first strikeout for Wood. I mean, his fastball does come in at about 90 miles per hour, and some good velo on his slider and change too. The change coming up to 84, great way to get the first 2 batters out, and in quick fashion at that.
Alonzo Guijarro, the first baseman. Works here with 2 outs in the top of the first. First pitch to him, right down the middle for a called strike.
We just got to look at that changeup right there, and a little bit on the inside edge of the plate, but a lot of good action on that breaking towards the right-handed batter.
0-1. This one, maybe a cutter, fouled off at home plate. Quickly, 0-2. Guijarro, 6'1" freshman, played at Chabot the past 2 seasons, and a sophomore going into his junior year now. 327 combined average in the 2 years. The 0-2 pitch is a slider that misses down and out. 991 OPS, that's in 52 games played, just shy of 200 at-bats with 14 home runs. The slugging is there, 603. 1-2 pitch again, way outside. Gilliam had to slide to his right. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Trying to get him to swing and miss there. He's able to do so. Wood is in it because he was in a favorable count. We'll see what he goes to now with 2-2 and the count all even.
The 2-2 pitch is lined into left center field. Back goes Brome. He won't get it. It's going to split the gap and bounce off the wall. Guijarro digging for second. The throw goes to second, but is not in time. A 2-out double for Alonzo Guijarro. And there's a runner in scoring position here for the Anchors and 2 outs in the top of the first.
Just like we were saying on the 1-2 pitch, we saw Wood go really outside. He wasn't able to do that with the count even up, so he's going to have to throw a strike, throwing a strike there. And Guijarro just barreled that one up. First hit of the season allowed by Wood.
Left-handed hitting designated hitter Telly Hill digs in. 3 seasons at Pacific. First pitch to him, brushes him off the plate. And actually against the Crawdads in his career. In 13 at-bats is hitting .308 with a .770 OPS. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, slugging just under 50%. Has a runner in scoring position in which to work here. The 1-0 misses down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Last year was a Solano Mudcat. Mudcats, of course, in the CCL hit .255, OPS just under 700 in 20 games. Infield, outfield, straight up. Wood works a fastball that is fouled down the first base line and into the Crawdads dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one to Hill, swung on, missed. Fastball top of the zone, he couldn't catch up to it. Last year as a team, the Walnut Creek Crawdads, 4.79 team ERA and a .248 batting average against. About middle of the pack for pitching in the CCL. Look back to second base, the 2-2 taken down the middle. Tyler Wood, 2 strikeouts in the top of the first inning, works around a 2-out double. We head to the bottom of the first, no score. Julian Gilliam, the pitcher for the Anchors. He's just about finishing up his warm-up pitches. Starting lineups for the Walnut Creek Crawdads: Casey Cummings in center, Ryan Ellis at second, Ryan Brome in left, Tyson Pointer in right, Brian Duroff, the designated hitter, Joey Donnelly, the first baseman, Sam Gilliam, the catcher, Griffin Harrison at third, and Cam Cavillo at short. It'll be Casey Cummings to lead off the bottom half of the first inning. Crawdads taking their first cuts this year as the home team, of course, opening day. First pitch to Casey Cummings, misses downstairs, 1 ball. Casey Cummings, a second season with the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The 1-0 pitch pulled way, way outside.
I'm excited to see how early these Crawdads choose to attack Gilliam. Once we were saying not a lot of information on him, so it's likely they don't have a lot of information on him either. So we'll see if we see a long swing and misses or a lot of swings and extra base hits. Excited to see how early in the count they choose to swing.
2 balls, no strikes to Casey Cummings, the right-handed hitting center fielder. He'll take inside, so quickly 3-0. Last year with the Crawdads, .257 average, 74 at-bats over a span of 24 games. Did not have a home run. Did have 4 doubles and a triple. 3-0 pitch taking all the way. It's a fastball in there for a strike. First strike of the afternoon delivered in by Julian Gilliam. Pretty tough to find stats on Gilliam. We were looking last night, this morning. Really nothing. The 3-1 half-hearted swing. This one is fouled off first base way and doesn't quite reach the dugout, but it'll fill the count 3-2.
And you know the rule is on 3-1, you're generally looking for a pitch to hit. That one just seemed a little bit inside. Cummings got excited there, wanted to swing on it, but leads to a full count now.
The 3-2 inside and actually runs in and hits Casey Cummings, so either way, he would have first base. He'll take the hit by pitch, and he is on for the first time this season. That'll bring up Ryan Ellis. Ryan, another returning Crawdad. Last year, .356 and OPS above 1,000. 4 home runs, 24 RBIs, 163 at-bats in 42 games. Left-handed hitter from Peoria, Arizona. Goes to St. Mary's. Takes a bender in there for a strike. No balls and a strike to the second baseman. 0-1 pitch, another slider. This one catches the back door. Quickly 0-2. Julian Gilliam threw 3 straight balls to open up the ball game, but since then has seemed to find a little bit of control. 0-2. This one gets away from the catcher Velo. He throws down to second base, but Casey Cummings is going to take second base on what has to be called a wild pitch.
Yeah, you were just mentioning how the first 3 balls to Cummings were just that, balls, and he was getting into a little more of a rhythm now, but on that one, that just slipped out of his hands, going a little inside, and Cummings with a great read there to take second.
The Alameda Anchors, this is their first season as an organization. They're not a part of the CCL, actually the BACL, as the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed from Ryan Ellis. Julian Gilliam has his first strikeout.
I guess in this situation, you're lucky that Cummings was able to take second during the at-bat because an unproductive at-bat from Ellis to start it. But regardless, runner in scoring position now for one of last year's MVPs, Ryan Brome.
Brome, a member of Texas Tech University, sophomore. He'll take the first pitch he sees outside. Swings a big bat. Weighs in at 220. 2 home runs for the Crawdads last year. Didn't have any with Texas Tech, but played a small sample. Only 15 games, 25 at-bats. 1-0 downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. No matter the result of today's game, it's pretty funny. History will be made. These teams have never played each other. It's the Anchors' first year as a team. And so whoever wins has the first win in matchup history. 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan Brome. Doing some dancing is Casey Cummings off second base. Gilliam delivers to the plate a little bit high. It's ball 4 to Ryan Brome, the second walk allowed in the inning by Gilliam. Runners on first and second, still only 1 out.
2 runners on for Tyson Pointer. Tyson Pointer, of course, the new acquisition for the Crawdads. And great year he's had at Texas Arlington. Crawdads, you know, are excited to have him. 54 games started this past year at Arlington, hitting over 300.
899 OPS, 10 home runs, and he'll have a chance with a runner in scoring position. Gilliam, a few looks back to second base. Now delivers to the plate way outside. Good stop by the catcher, Caleb Velo. Snap throw down to second base, but it will not be in time.
To start this game in this situation, you can't be too aggressive. If you're Casey Cummings down at second, you see him get a very big leadoff. Didn't quite get the read on. Luckily, he was able to get back to second in time because Velo behind the plate does have an arm.
Fitting. Ball, no strikes. This one again skips low and away.
You see the second baseman, Marcus Jang, for the Anchors here is very, very aggressive, trying to get Cummings out at second base. You gotta wonder if they're talking about some signs in order to be able to nab him at second base. He's getting a big lead every time.
Cummings certainly has speed on second base. 24 career stolen bases at UC San Diego as the 2-0 misses outside, and Chabot. 3 balls, no strikes. Tyson Pointer, the right fielder, most likely going to be taking in this situation. 5 strikes, 12 balls already. The 3-0 swung on and fouled right back in our direction, but into the high school and out of play. 3-1. Wind blowing straight in from center field, infield, outfield, straight up. The 3-1 skied center field. High, not too deep. Boyle moves out, back, now coming in. He can't make the catch. Lost it in the sun. Runners will only be able to advance 90 feet as they expected that ball to be caught. The throw in gets away, but no runners advance there. And the bases are loaded for the Crawdads.
That was some sloppy baseball all around, but not just by the Anchors. I don't know if you were able to see the first base or Pointer passing first base. Didn't realize that Brome was stopping at second, so he was almost halfway there and then fell over. If that throw was an on-time throw from center field and J.P. Boyle, they might have been able to get Tyson Pointer out at first base. But nonetheless, bases loaded now with only 1 out.
For Brian Duroff, another Chabot player, and this one gets all the way to the backstop. In comes Casey Cummings. He will score without a throw. First run of the year for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. They're on top 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Brome advances to third and Pointer to second.
Easy first run for the Crawdads there. Didn't have to wait too long with only 1 out in the first inning.
Brian raked at Chabot. 350 as a sophomore, 1,200 OPS in 42 games, 170 at-bats. Slider misses inside to him. 2 balls, no strikes. 21 home runs last year. 777 slugging. 78 RBIs. And a chance to add on to the Walnut Creek Crawdad lead. 2-0 swung on and missed. Good hack, comes up empty-handed. As a team last year, Crawdads 279, 392, 414 slash line. This one grounded softly left side. The shortstop Aguayo will go to third. The throw gets away. Brome waving around. He will score at the plate. 2 runs in for the Crawdads. It's 3-0 already.
What a messy play that was. First of all, from Duroff, he kind of had to lean over for that pitch. He wasn't quite in the strike zone. He was able to get his bat on it. So a slow roller to shortstop, goes to third base to try to get the out there. It was a bounce hop, so it went past the third baseman, and everybody is safe. What a sloppy series of plays for Alameda so far.
They certainly could have had at least 1 out. 1 more out, that is, 2 in the inning. But like you said, 2 errors and 2 runs coming in on those errors.
Probably calling that an E6.
That'll leave a chance for Joey Donnelly to do some damage with a runner in scoring position. Going into his junior year, played at Cal last year. Was also a part of the Walnut Creek Crawdads summer team last summer as well. That one misses inside, 2 balls. Crawdads have 3 runs in the inning. However, they have not recorded a base hit. This one again in the dirt. Donnelly, .210 average in 40 games last year with the Dads. .210 average with 124 at-bats and 4 home runs. This one catches the corner for a strike. Beautiful day here in Danville, California. Little breezy, but it, for the most part, cancels out the heat. This one misses up and in. And that's ball 4. 3rd walk of the inning allowed by Julian Gilliam.
So how about 5 of the first 6 guys for the Crawdads managing to get on base against Gilliam? Regardless of how they were able to get on base, of course, Duroff coming on an error, but an early good start to these on-base percentages.
Pad the stats any way you can. They were a very good offensive team last year, had a plus 43 run differential with 315 runs scored as a team, in 806 OPS with 37 home runs. Meeting between Caleb Velo and Julian Gilliam is over. Runners still on first and second. It'll be Sam Gilliam, the Crawdad catcher, here to work with 1 out. First pitch, a slider, down and out. Gilliam from Dublin, California, not too far from here, went to Sacramento State. At Sac State as a junior, only played in a handful of games, had 12 at-bats, just 1 hit. 1-0 pitch is a bender, catches the plate, 1-1. Long look to second base. Gilliam delivers to the plate inside on Gilliam. Gilliam versus Gilliam action here in the bottom of the 1st inning. 3 runs already home for the Crawdads. Casey Cummings started the inning with a walk. Ryan Ellis struck out. Ryan Brome walked. Tyson Pointer flew out to center, but of course the error is the 2-0 swung on and missed. Brian Duroff reached on an E6. Joey Donnelly walked, and here we are. 2 balls and a strike to Gilliam. This one is skied right side. Alonzo Guijaro moving over, trying to find the fence. There is no fence. He makes the catch. Brian Duroff thought about tagging up from second base, but he retreats back to second, and there's finally 2 away here in the bottom of the 1st.
Time to see a first look at Griffin Harrison now. Sacramento State, 27 games started, was able to knock out 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. See what he can bring at third base to the bottom of this lineup.
Another Crawdad playing in his first game as a dad. The first pitch to him, way outside, but swung on and missed. Got the red shirt in 2022, and like you were saying, played sparingly in 2023. This one runs inside, got him on the ankle. Another hit by pitch in the inning, and the bases are loaded.
So in this inning, where we've had now our 9th guy up to bat, of course for the Crawdads, only one of the guys who have made it on base was on base due to a hit, and that hit could have been called an error.
Probably should be called an error.
So how about that, taking their pitches?
9th hitter in this lineup, Cam Cavallo, and this one gets away from the catcher, and a run will score. Brian Duroff slides into home plate for the 4th Crawdad run in the inning. Each runner will advance 90 feet. And still 2 runners in scoring position for Cam Cavallo. Transferring to Gonzaga after this summer. Sophomore at 185. This one is fought off into right field, but will find foul territory.
Calvillo, a good year with Ohlone. Played in 42 games and batting average at .309. That's why he has that opportunity to transfer to Gonzaga.
This one is shot into right field. In comes the right fielder, Bollinger, to dive and make the catch in right field. It saves a couple of runs, however, not before the Crawdads get 4 of their own in the home half of the first. We head to the top of the second, 4-0. Top of the second inning, already 4-0 Crawdads lead here at Monte Vista High School. Tyler Wood back out for his second inning of work. Got a couple of strikeouts in the top half of the first. Will face Chris Bliscoll, the third baseman, to lead off. This one chopped down the first base line, but foul. Bliscoll received just 1 at-bat in 2023 at Sonoma State. Listed as a junior, the 0-1 upstairs. Crawdads, despite scoring 4 runs in the bottom half of the first, did not record a base hit. 1-1 fouled back into the screen. It was a hit by pitch, a walk, 2 errors, another walk, and that is how the Crawdads scored their runs. This one again fouled off right side. This one skips in, good block by the catcher Gilliam. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting third baseman. Wood ready, kicks, fires, fastball outside. That's ball 4.
Moo out of here. If the Crawdads are able to strike out Marcus Jang just a little bit later, he's hitting 8th in the Alameda lineup. If he's able to strike them out, one lucky fan will win a Meadowlark Dairy token. Present the token at Meadowlark to redeem your free ice cream cone. Promotion valid at all games, and it'll be the hitter designated by the team. They do strike out. One lucky fan who received a raffle ticket sometime during the game will be able to win that free ice cream cone.
I could use a free ice cream cone on a hot day like this.
Whole summer.
Yeah. 1-0. Pitch out. 2 balls and no strikes. Francisco Aguayo works here with a runner on first and nobody out. Shortstop from William Jessup, another player that, well, quite frankly, it was impossible to find any stats for. 2-0 downstairs, 3-0. Aguayo, Clayton, California native, the 3-0 swinging. He skies it right side. Ryan Ellis going back into shallow right field. He's under it. He makes the catch for an easy out, number 1.
There we go. That's more of what we saw back in that first inning when he was able to get out Bollinger. Just a couple pitches on a pop out. Nice pop out there after the leadoff walk. See if he's able to limit the amount of base runners here after Bliscoe getting on first base.
1 on and 1 out for the left fielder, Connor Hennings. Throw over to first base, but nothing doing. Hennings attended College of San Mateo, entering his junior season. 873 OPS and a 309 average. Slow ground ball left side. Cam Cavallo just goes to first base and gets the out in time. It's a fielder's choice as Bliscoe advances to second, but there's 2 away here in the top of the second.
Very smart play from Cavillo there not to go to second for the out. Bliscoe got a good jump there. Very good heads-up awareness from Cavillo to get the out at first, and he was able to do so after a very slow-rolling ground ball. And here comes Marcus Jang with a chance to win one lucky fan an ice cream cone from Meadowlark Dairy.
Going into his freshman year, Wesleyan went 0 for 5 in his 5 pinch hit at-bats. Works here in the starting lineup in the 8 spot. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Looked to be an off-speed on the outer half. Good pitch by Tyler Wood. He's really got, seems like when he's on in these first couple innings, he's commanding the off-speed really well at the bottom of the zone.
He has only 1 hit allowed so far and only 1 walk, so we're looking at a 1 whip. Very impressive so far.
0-1 from Wood is grounded left side, high chopper. Harrison's got it. His throw to first is a little high, but Donnelly is able to keep his foot on the bag. Tyler Wood is able to escape a lead-off walk, retires the next 3 batters. We go to the bottom of the second inning where the Crawdads look to add on to their lead. top of the second inning. Crawdads still on top 4-0. It'll be Casey Cummings for his second at-bat in as many innings. Started the scoring frenzy in the the bottom of the first. First pitch to him, again, misses outside.
Cummings had a good at-bat his first time up. It was 3-1, but was able to get back on base.
This one is hit sharply to the third baseman, Chris Bliscoe, but he's able to make the catch for the first out. Unfortunate out number one here in the bottom of the second.
What a rocket of a ball there from Cummings. We've seen two good at-bats so far. The first one because he was able to work the pitch count of Gilliam to that point, and he ended up getting on base on a hit by pitch. And that one, just a great sign of the power that he has, even though it was pretty low hit. But the exit velo on that was up there, unfortunately, right at the third baseman, Bliscoe.
Ryan Ellis, who struck out in his first at-bat, gives this one a ride out to deep right field. The right fielder, Bollinger, going back. He's at the wall. He can't make the catch. A home run for Ryan Ellis in the bottom of the second inning. It is 5-0 Crawdads, and the first home run of the year for Ryan Ellis.
Not only the first home run of the year for Ryan Ellis, the first hit of the year for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. How about that? Showing off the power there, right there from Ryan Ellis to take the lead up to 5-0 Crawdads.
Didn't think it really was going to have enough to get out. It was a very high fly ball. Looked like Bollinger, the right fielder, had a beat on it the whole way, but it just carried enough with the wind blowing in. That'll leave Ryan Brome, who gives this one a ride out to the opposite field. Hennings moving back now, sprinting in to make the catch for out number 2.
He wanted to get some of that action as well, going for it early there. Unfortunately, just a little bit late on that one and not quite enough pop behind it. But you know Brome will get going pretty soon into this season. It won't take him long.
Nobody on and 2 out for Tyson Pointer. If you remember back in the bottom of the first, Pointer hit a fly ball out to center field that the center fielder J.P. Boyle could not catch, and this one ran inside. It looked like it got the knob of the bat, but no, it actually got the wrist. So the third hit by pitch of the day will have Tyson Pointer on base for the second time.
Crawdads have been getting lucky with the way they've been able to get on base. That's 2 lucky ABs for Tyson Pointer. Either way, Crawdad on base. Certainly love to see it if you're head coach Brent Cummings.
And especially if Brian Duroff is coming to the plate at like I was saying, a monster year. 21 home runs. He skies this one not deep into left field. Hennings coming in, Aguayo going out. It'll be Aguayo, the shortstop, making the catch, and that is the bottom half of the second. However, not after Ryan Ellis connects for his first home run and the first hit for the Crawdads this season. We head to the top of the third, 5-0 Walnut Creek. Tyler Wood back out for his third inning of work. He's got a 5-run lead in which to work with after the Ryan Ellis home run in the bottom half of the second inning. He'll face the bottom of the Anchors lineup in Caleb Velo, who will take a strike. 0-1 to the right-handed catcher. Velo entering his freshman year, did not play last season. He skies this one to the right and out of play. 0-2. One hit, no runs for the Anchors. They also have 2 errors, 5 runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Crawdads. This one misses up and out. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Tyler Wood, 3 strikeouts in 3 innings of work, and there's 1 away here in the third.
2 Saturdays from now, the name Crawdads takes on a new meaning. Join us for Dads in the Dugout, Father's Day special Saturday, June 17th. Meet at the field by 12:30 p.m. for Father's Day game. Fathers join their Crawdads in the Dugout in a special post-game Father's Day barbecue. Once again, Saturday, June 17th, 12:30 p.m.
Top of the lineup, Jack Bollinger. He grounds this one right side. It's a bouncing ball that Donnelly fields cleanly, flips to the pitcher Wood, and a quick, easy out, number 2. It's pretty funny. This Crawdad team pretty much met yesterday. A lot of guys unfamiliar with each other, especially the newcomers. And we had a nice dinner, lunch, whatever you want to call it, yesterday. Everyone got to meet each other. There's a lot of excitement around this team. I think everyone is really excited to be here, really excited to work for Coach Brant Cummings as J.P. Boyle swings over a changeup 0-1.
I mean, the amount of D1 talent on this team, and even those guys in JUCO are raking and lighting up the stat sheet, so a lot to be excited about.
Boyle struck out in the first, struck out looking. First of 3 strikeouts for Tyler Wood. Wood is ready for the 1-1. Fastball, top of the zone, catches the top of the zone, 1-2. Boyle didn't think so, was up by the belt, and called a strike. 2 down here in the top of the third inning. Caleb Velo struck out, and Bollinger grounded out to the first baseman. That one skips in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. .86 degrees, slight breeze, a beautiful day here in Walnut Creek. The 2-2 fouled right back in our direction, but over our heads and into the trees. Boyle can do it all. He plays some outfield, catches, little bit of infield action for him as well. The 2-2 sent right back up the middle. In comes Casey Cummings. It'll drop right in front of him for a 2-out base hit. J.P. Boyle has the second anchor hit of the afternoon.
Seen a couple guys now in that 2 spot for either side, striking out their first time up and getting a hit in their second time up. So a lot of rebounding early from both sides. We'll see if this for Alameda leads to any run production. No luck thus far.
That'll bring up Alonzo Guijarro. He doubled in his last at-bat in the first inning. The Anchors could use that double here in this at-bat as well. Small lead off first for Boyle. The pitch is in there for a strike. Boyle, 3 stolen bases last year for Santa Barbara City College. And if anybody's going to bring in a run, it's going to be Alonzo Guijarro. 643 slugging. 0-1 swung on and missed. A huge cut at a fastball on the outer half. 0-2. Wood takes a peek at first. Runner goes at first. The pitch is in the dirt, and Gilliam not even going to attempt to throw down to second base as J.P. Boyle had it stolen.
A good leadoff, no contest, no throw there from Gilliam. Apparently the Crawdads definitely very confident they're going to be able to get Guijarro out after doubling his first time up back in the first.
The 1-2 upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's fairly interesting. The Anchors of Alameda have had 4 games scheduled on their schedule, none of which have a posted final score, none of which could be found on Twitter, Instagram. So determining their record is a little bit inconclusive as this one is fouled up behind home plate. The catcher Gilliam slides to make the catch against the wall. What a play by the catcher Sam Gilliam for out number 3 in the top of the third. We head to the home half of the third inning, 5-0. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. New pitcher for the Alameda Anchors is the right-hander Jacob Pubil. It'll be Joey Donnelly leading off the home half of the third inning. Walked, advanced to as far as third base in his last, and he crushes this one out to deep right, but just foul. Definitely had the distance, but did not have the shape.
How about that? That was a no-doubter if only it stayed fair. That one was absolutely obliterated. Just a little bit early on that for Donnelly.
Jacob Pubil has pitched at a few different places. 5.71 combined ERA, 1.75 whip. 15 appearances as this one is tapped on the right side. Pubil bounces off the mound and steps on first himself. A 1 unassisted to begin the home half of the third. Nice play.
Nice play by Pubil. First batter he sees. Able to get a little tapper after a long foul ball.
That'll bring up the catcher Sam Gilliam. Fly out victim in his first at-bat. Works here, he crushes this one into center field. That'll get down a base hit. J.P. Boyle does a nice job cutting it off, limiting it to a single. The throw is in, but a one-out single for Sam Gilliam.
Despite the 5-0 lead, only second hit of the day for the Crawdads, but a nice one there from Sam Gilliam after just fouling out his first time up. Knocks that one right into center field, left center field for first hit of the inning for the Crawdads, and an opportunity now for Griffin Harrison, who was hit by pitch his first time up.
Works here with a runner on first and just one out. 5-0 Crawdads lead, this one from Pubil. The second pitcher for the Anchors today, just outside. Gilliam, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 5 runs. Not the start he was looking for to his summer season, as this one is swung on and missed.
Harrison comes from a very athletic family. His mom, Tracy, was an All-American shortstop at San Jose State, and his dad, Russell, played college football at Solano College, so naturally he's going to be a college athlete.
This one again fouled back our direction, but out of play. Gilliam just had the 1 strikeout in his 2 innings. Really unfortunate outing. A couple of errors that really led to his demise in this ball game. Is this one just a little bit low, I guess. Harrison, right-handed hitting third baseman, second at-bat of the day. Swings at a slider at this one, goes down chasing that. It's the first strikeout of the day for Jacob Pubel, and there's 2 away here in the home half of the third. Cam Calvillo flew out to right in his last at-bat. It was a beautiful sliding effort by Jack Bollinger to record that out. It was the final out of the first inning. Works here, 2 outs, a runner on first. Fastball top of the zone, but it'll miss just a little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 fouled into the catcher's mitt. 2-1. Last season for the Crawdads, 25 and 21 was good for 3rd place. However, in the conference play, 18 and 16 had him in 2nd. This one grounded through the legs of Francisco Aguayo. Another anchor error, and there's 2 on and 2 out for the Crawdads.
That one right there is going to be the 3rd error of the day, and that one could be a costly one, going straight through the legs of Aguayo.
It's the 2nd error of the afternoon for Francisco Aguayo, the first being a throwing error, which allowed 2 runs to score. This one brings up the top of the order for the Crawdads in Casey Cummings. 3rd at-bat already here in the 3rd inning. First pitch, again, he's hit by the pitch to load the bases.
That's the 2nd time being hit by a pitch today, of course, in that first at-bat. Good at-bat for Cummings, and lining out his 2nd at-bat, first pitch hit by pitch on a slider there to load the bases.
He's going to need some ice tonight. Once in a game, never going to feel good. Twice in a game, I can tell you, is very frustrating. And the bases loaded here for Ryan Ellis. Remember, he hit the home run, the first hit, the first run of, just the first hit and first home run of the season for the Crawdads. (1-0) outside, 2 balls and no strikes. If you're Pubel here, I think it's pretty much mandatory you get a strike. You can't fall behind 3-0. There's a pitcher warming up in the anchor bullpen. 2-0. Downstairs for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. Pubel is in danger of walking in a run.
It's likely that you're going to see Ellis take this one. Probably going to be a strike we would expect on a 3-0 pitch.
Pubel delivers. This one is shot down the first base line, but just a few feet foul. Crawdads have been aggressive today on the 3-0 pitch. I don't have the exact numbers, but it feels like there's been at least 3 or 4 of those at-bats and those counts, and they've swung at least 3 of those times.
It seems like it, and there was that whole debate a few years ago in the major leagues about whether it's okay to swing on a 3-0, let alone being already up 5-0. I don't know how Coach Cummins is going to feel about that, but we'll see what ends up happening in this at-bat against Ryan Ellis.
The 3-1 way upstairs, gets to the backstop, but it doesn't matter. A run will score. It's the 6th of the day for the Crawdads.
so patient this Crawdads team has already been. Like we were saying, we're up, or at least the Crawdads are up 6-0 at this point in the game. 2 hits combined for the Crawdads. See if Brome is able to knock in another one now.
It's the 5th walk issued by Anchors pitching today. And it'll call for a meeting between the catcher Caleb Velo and Jacob Pupil. If you're the Crawdads, I don't think that you could ask for a better start. 6 runs in 3 innings, and you really haven't had to do much offensively either.
No, not at all. Like we were saying, 2 hits, 1 home run and a single, but how effective have they already been? We've seen multiple hit by pitches, 4 to be exact, in 3 innings.
Snap throw down to third base, but it is not in time. Brome digs in his 3rd at-bat in as many innings. He walked, later scored, and flew out to left. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pupil delivers to the plate. Backdoor slider catches the zone. Didn't think so. We've got a broadcast umpire to my left that is not happy with the call, but nevertheless, it is called a strike. That'll even it up. 1-1. This one is hit hard on a line, and the second baseman, Marcus Jane, can't field it. 1 run is in. Another coming around. Cummings will score. Throw goes to third. It is not in time. 2 runs in for the Crawdads on the Ryan Brome single. There's runners on the corners, and it is 8-0.
It's almost been lackadaisical on the side, at least offensively, for the Anchors. That one, it didn't seem like Jane got a good read on it at second base, just out of reach of him. And Brome picks up his first hit on the young season, obviously. First game today, and what a game it's been so far for the Crawdads. 6 runs, make it 7 runs through the first, not even 3 innings.
And this will call for a meeting on the mound. It could be the day for Jacob Pupil. That one there going to be called an error on the second baseman, Marcus Jang. Just really snuck under his glove. It was hit hard, but definitely a makeable play. And definitely one that I'm sure he wants back.
Absolutely. We'll see what goes on at the mound right now, but seeing such a team effort today. Each guy at the plate taking their pitches, and really, even though only cumulatively 3 hits, we've really seen a lot of production and good quality at-bats from this Crawdads team.
The meeting on the mound has been broken up by the home plate umpire. Runners on the corners, 2 away for the Crawdads. This inning started with a Joey Donnelly ground out, Sam Gilliam single, Griffin Harrison strikeout, and then it is an array of errors and walks. First pitch to Tyson Pointer, who's 0 for 1, will take outside. Pointer did score in the first inning, reached on an error on the center fielder, J.P. Boyle. Was hit by a pitch in the second, did not advance any further than first base. This one misses outside, 2 balls. The 2-0, again upstairs. Another 3-0 count for the Anchors pitching staff. 3-0 swinging this one, crushed out to deep left field. Henning's going back. It is out of here, into the trees. A 3-run home run for Tyson Pointer and a 10-0 Crawdad lead.
You know, it's only a matter of time before Tyson Pointer was going to launch one out of here. And in his 3rd at-bat in the 3rd inning of this one, he launches a 3-run home run. We saw in the first at-bat for Pointer, he just flew a fly ball that was able to get down on an error, but it's only a matter of time with that amazing season he's had so far at Arlington. And he might be knocking this pitcher out of the game.
It's the 6th run to score here in the home half of the 3rd inning. 11-0 here.
How encouraging is it to see from a Crawdads fan perspective, this score 11-0, not even through 3 full innings.
It's something, and it's been, I think, a lot of fun here at the ballpark today. Not exactly what everyone was expecting, but like you were saying, that will be the day for Jacob Pubel. We'll have the new pitcher when we come back. It's 11-0 Crawdads in the third. Another call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball. New pitcher for the Anchors is number 28, Dylan Lee. Works here to clean up the mess. 6 runs in, and this one is turned on by Brian Durov, but foul. He was just out ahead. 6 runs on 3 hits. Just a very unfortunate outing for Jacob Pupil, who only recorded 2 outs.
It was a quick 2 outs, too. The first and third batter of the inning, and then all seemed to not go the way of Pupil after that. Error, hit by pitch, walk, single, and a home run.
This one, a bender, misses just down and below the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dylan Lee, kind of a Shohei Ohtani-esque player. Plays a little bit of third base. Also, of course, on the mound. 1-1 pitch fouled to the left side. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. It gets by the catcher, Caleb Velo. Durov will take first base without a throw. It's a strikeout and an error. And Joey Donnelly will be coming up to the plate for the second time in the inning.
So we were already saying how the Crawdads have been able to reach base in almost every different way, whether it be a hit by pitch, error, walk, or a hit. Finding a new way to get on first base, and they've covered almost every single one of the ways to get on first base. Prove how versatile this lineup already is in their first game.
Joey Donnelly receiving his 3rd at-bat in 3 innings, 0 for 1. He led off this inning with a ground out back to the pitcher. At the time was Jacob Pubel. First pitch from the right-hander is an off-speed, looked like a slider that catches the outer half for a strike. Donnelly walked in the first, advanced 2 as far as 3rd, but did not come in to score. Small lead off first. This one is hit through the right side of the infield, a base hit Duroff will advance to second base, no further than that, and the Crawdads have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
So 1 hit in the first 2 innings for the Crawdads, and how about 4 in the third? Really turning it up now to extend the lead to 11-0, and another chance to add on to that lead with Gilliam, who's already 1 for 1 in this inning so far.
He singled and scored on the home run from Tyson Pointer. This one outside. A look back to second base, another. He comes to the plate, swung on and missed. Gilliam was out in front of what looked to be a changeup. This one in the dirt. Caleb Velo does a nice job of pouncing on it. Keeps the runners right where they are on first and second base. Sun's starting to make its way down here. Not yet setting, only 5:06 local time here in Danville, California. The 2-1 outside. 3 balls and a strike. Another 3-ball count.
I love that the Crawdads aren't being too aggressive, knowing this pitcher can be a little bit wild. They're not going for each and every pitch. They're taking their pitches.
This one in the dirt, ball 4. Third walk of the inning, first allowed by Dylan Lee.
Another chance now for Griffin Harrison. 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the third. See if he wants to get in that hit column and join his other teammates.
This one, a check swing grounder right side. Lee pounces on it, will take it to first himself and wins the foot race to first base, but not after. A 3-run home run from Tyson Pointer and 6 runs from the Walnut Creek Crawdads. We head to the top of the 4th, 11-0. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball. New pitcher for the Crawdads is Ryan Delaney, relieving Tyler Wood, who threw 3 scoreless innings, giving up just the 2 hits. First pitch of the inning, swung on and missed. This one up and out.
Delaney, a student at Bucknell University, made 2 appearances this past year in his first year with the team against Pitt and Western Michigan.
Working quickly is Delaney as a chopper to second base. Behind the second base bag, the throw from Ryan Ellis is in time. Nice play from Ryan Ellis for out number 1.
Yeah, deep in the hole there, able to make a very, very fast throw on a high hop there that took its time coming down. Great throw from Ellis, showing off with the glove and the bat.
One out for Chris Bliskel. 0 for 0. He walked, got to second base, did not score. He'll take a fastball down the middle, lefty-lefty matchup. Ryan Delaney making his first career appearance for the Crawdads. This one upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, like I was saying, you did make appearances against Pitt and Western Michigan, limited action, issued a couple of walks in the third of an inning, charged with a run, but looking to get going here and get some much-needed experience with the Crawdads.
This pitch from Delaney, brushed off Bliskel from home plate, misses for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Again, working quickly. Love the tempo he's got going. Makes it easy for us up here in the booth. 3-1. Personally, I think the pitch clock does great things for the game of baseball. Speeds up the game a whole bunch as that one misses down and out for a ball. Chris Bliskel is going to reach first base, his second walk of the afternoon.
Delaney, a native not too far from here, went to San Ramon Valley High School in Danville, of course. Appeared in 19 games as a senior. Northern California record. Team captain as a senior. Helped the football team lead to a league championship in 2021.
This one is skied high left side. Cam Cavallo moves over, but it's going to be the left fielder Ryan Brome making the catch for out number 2. One on and 2 outs for Connor Hennings, the left fielder. Lefty-righty matchup. Good block by Sam Gillian. Kept Bliskel right where he was at first base. Had no intent to advance to second on that pitch in the dirt. This one is hit sharply on the ground. Ellis moves a little bit over to the left. A couple of crow hops. The throw to first. And that is the 4th inning. A walk by Chris Bliskel, but he doesn't advance any further than first base. We head to the home half of the 4th. 11-0 Crawdads. Cam Calvillo will face Dylan Lee, who's out for his 2nd inning of relief. He'll flip in an off speed. Good curveball for a strike. 0-1 to Calvillo. Reached on an error in the 3rd. He scored and flew out to right in the 1st. He'll take low here, 1-1. despite being 11-0, I'd say that this game is moving by pretty quickly. Started an hour ago. It's 5:15 in the bottom half of the fourth. 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting shortstop. This one, another curveball. This is upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike to Cam Calvillo. Lee, the third pitcher of the day for the Anchors. This one in there for a strike. It was Julian Gilliam who started the game. He went 2, gave up 1 hit, struck out 1, but did give up 5 earned runs. Jacob Hubel relieved, got 2 outs, gave up 6 runs, and this one is crushed out to deep left. Henning's going back. He looks up. It is off the top of the wall. Calvillo's digging for second. He will have a stand-up double, but was just inches from the third Crawdad home run of the day.
First double of the year for any Crawdad player, and that one was really golfed. A very low pitch. You just saw him kind of swing it like it was a driver, and it just kept flying for a bit. Not too shy of the yellow marker to make it a home run, but how about an extra base hit for Cam Calvillo and a runner in scoring position for Casey Cummings?
Casey Cummings, who's been hit by a pitch twice, has scored in both of that at-bats and lined out sharply to the third baseman. Is 0 for 1. He gets hit here again. Third time of the afternoon he has been hit by a pitch. Doesn't seem happy about it, but he will take first base. Runners on first and second for the Crawdads. Nobody out.
I'd like someone to calculate the odds of that happening.
It can't be high. it can't be. This one in there to Ryan Ellis for a strike. He struck out, homered, and walked. Fourth at-bat in the 4th inning.
Talk about a 3 true outcome kind of guy.
A 1 in the dirt that gets away from the catcher Caleb Velo. Runners thought about advancing, but just go back 11-0. It's no real reason to advance here. This one to Ellis, misses for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. 9 hit by pitch or walks in this ball game for Alameda Anchors pitching. It's not ideal. As the 2-1 misses upstairs, and they're in danger of walking 10. The 3-1, this one skied into right field, turning Bollinger back. In front of the warning track, he makes the catch. No runners will advance. That is out number 1 here in the home half of the 4th.
Excited to see what Ryan Brome now is able to do with a runner in scoring position. 2 runners on total after singling his last at-bat and scoring a couple. We know the power that Brome does possess. See if he's able to show it off here.
Wind has died down pretty much completely here. It was blowing in from center field for the longest time, but now it is pretty calm. Dylan Lee delivers this one is chopped on the right side. Marcus Jang stabs at it, low throw, but Alonzo Guijaro digs it out, and there's 2 outs now in the home half of the 4th.
And look who it is, the home run hitter himself. 3-run home run, his last at-bat, Tyson Pointer. Maybe looking to make it 2 in a row. 2 3-run home runs in a row. Has the opportunity to do that here.
Calvillo stands on third, and Casey Cummings on second. First pitch to Tyson Pointer, in there for a strike. 11-0 Crawdads here with a chance to add on in the bottom of the 4th. Tyson Pointer takes a slider. Misses just a little bit inside, had his hands up in the air trying to avoid it. Does so successfully. And it's 2-0. Good block by Caleb Velo, keeps that ball in front of him. However, the count does go to 3 balls and no strikes. Interested to see if he'll be swinging on the 3-0. Won't matter, as it's low and outside. And correction, that was the 2-0. 2-0 misses down and out. So now the count. .30 broken bat, sawed off, foul ball to the right side. I can tell you that probably doesn't feel too good. Got a fastball, ran inside, and he's going to need a new twig.
Really in on the hands on that one. Gonna sting for a bit.
Infield, outfield shifted ever so slightly to the left. 3-1. Skied right side, giving way is Guijaro, but he will run out of room. Not able to make the catch, so the count goes to full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Talked about these sluggers, Ryan Ellis and Brian Brome for the Crawdads. Last season, they were 3rd and 4th in batting average, 363 and 356 respectively. They'll be looking to make an impact this year as well, as the 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Crawdads leave 2 runners in scoring position. The first inning in which they don't score is in the 4th. We are about halfway through. It's 11-0 Crawdads on top. Top of the 5th inning, we have a pinch hitter for Marcus Jang. It's going to be number 5, Kyle Holm. Presumably he'll take over, as this one is hit right back towards us and dropping just in front of us. Ball and a strike. That got the heart rate up there a little bit.
I got excited there. I wanted to catch a foul ball.
Holm relieves Marcus Jang, who was the strikeout hitter of the day, and home lines out to Ryan Ellis for out number 1. Jang only had 1 at bat, and he grounded out to third.
So unfortunately, no Meadowlark Dairy for anyone today, at least free.
No free ice cream, unfortunate. First pitch to the catcher, Caleb Bilo. Misses it just upstairs. This one up and out. 2 balls, no strikes. Good swing by Caleb Vilo, but couldn't catch up to the fastball. Skied it to the right side and out of play. Looks like a right-hander is warming up in the Crawdad bullpen, as well as what looks to be a right-hander warming up in the Anchor bullpen as well. 2-1 pitch, skied into right field. Pointer racing in and is not able to make the catch. He overran it. Vilo will take second base on a very, very sloppy Crawdad play.
It's going to be ruled an E9 there. You just saw Pointer jump up to try to make a one-handed grab. Just very unnatural looking and unfortunate, but regardless, just got to attack the next batter. It's going to be a lefty-on-lefty situation now.
Nobody out, top of the 5th. Alameda Anchors looking for their first run. It's the leadoff hitter, Jack Bollinger. 0 for 2. Flew out, popped out to the third baseman. First pitch he sees in there for a strike. Popped up to the third baseman and grounded out to the first baseman. He skies this one into center field. Fairly deep. Cummings moving back. He will call off the left fielder Brome to make the catch. Runner tagging from second base, goes to third, but it was just a little offline.
What a throw there by Casey Cummings. It actually was very close to being on line. And had Griffin Harrison been a little better on the tag, that runner would have been out. What a throw by Casey Cummings. Got some revenge planned for the Anchors after being plunked 3 times.
2 outs for the number 2 hitter, J.P. Boyle. And correction, we are actually going to have a pinch hitter. It's Isaiah Laundrie taking over for J.P. Boyle. Landry swings at this one, foul tips it into the catcher's glove. Looking to connect with the Anchors' first run of the ball game. They've had a few runners in scoring position, have not been able to cash in. With a runner on third, 2 outs, this is probably their best opportunity. Not going to matter. Landry chases the high fastball, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Crawdads still on top, 11-0. Dylan Lee back out for his third inning of work here. He'll have to face Brian Duroff, Joey Donnelly, and Sam Gilliam. First pitch to Duroff is in there for a called strike, reached on an E6. He later scored in the first, popped up to the shortstop, and struck out.
We've seen some good at-bats from Duroff. Not the results he's wanted so far, but some good at-bats nonetheless. Looking to get on that hit column now. See if he's able to do so for the first time in the fifth.
The 1-1 inside, ran in and got him. It's the 10th free base allowed by Alameda Anchors pitching today.
It's not just the hits. In fact, not too many of them for the Crawdads relatively when you look at the 11-run total, but the amount of ways they have to get on base is truly something to marvel at. See if it's something they can keep up throughout the season, but today it's certainly been putting on a show at home plate.
Joey Donnelly here will take a fastball that was at the top of the zone, called a strike, 0-1. Donnelly 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a ground out to the pitcher. The 0-1, he skies it into left field. Hennings moving back, being turned around. He looks up. This one gonna go. A 2-run home run for Joey Donnelly. It is now 13-0. Donnelly has his first home run as a Crawdad in 2023.
The Crawdads have been putting on a show of something we all need to take a little bit of a piece from them in patience, right? Taking their walks, taking their hit-by pitches. But what that does to the pitchers is it forces them to really pitch right over the plate. And Donnelly did a great job of seeing that one, waiting for his pitch, and he was able to knock it right over the fences and add on to this Crawdads lead.
And that will call for a meeting at the mound. Could be the day for Dylan Lee, who actually worked pretty effectively in this game. Came in at a tough spot, but was able to work the first scoreless inning of the day for the Anchors, and it does look like this will be the day for him. Coming off the mound, we'll have a new pitcher. We'll take a short break and get you the new pitcher when we come back. Sam Gilliam will be the first batter to face the new Anchor pitcher. It's Luis Zulaika, utility player from Morgan Hill, California. Goes to College of San Mateo, just a freshman. First pitch in there for a strike. Does more than just pitch. He plays in the infield as well. Obviously now just on the mound. making his first appearance of the season. This one misses up. 1 ball, 1 strike. At the College of San Mateo, 238 average, 714 OPS. Only 21 at-bats, but he did hit a home run. 1-1. This one swung on and missed. A wild swing and a miss by Sam Gilliam. Outside.
Good take on the slider there by Gilliam.
No one out here in the home half of the 5th. The inning started with a Brian Duroff walk and then the Joey Donnelly homer. This one fouled right back into the net, right near our crowd mic. It is still intact. Count will stay at 2-2. This one is tapped foul left side. Gilliam will check on the bat, but doesn't appear he'll need a new one. Zulaika actually didn't make an appearance as a pitcher this year at College of San Mateo, so a little interesting to see him on the mound. Here is the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Zulaika strikes out the first hitter that he sees, and there's finally one away here in the 5th.
Yeah, what a first hitter as a pitcher to see, and you strike him out. It's a D1 ball player he just struck out, so mighty impressive. But I think it's kind of similar to something you see in the MLB now. When you're getting blown out by a lot, they do put in more position players to pitch, and that might be what they're doing here, effectively so.
Griffin Harrison digging in now. He'll back off a fastball. Nearly got him. Already been hit by a pitch today, struck out, and grounded out back to the pitcher in the 3rd. Big swing at a pitch on the outer half, but comes up empty-handed, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. A slider. Catches the knees for a strike. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 5th with 2 runs already in. 1-2 pitch upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two to Harrison is way upstairs, gets away from the catcher Caleb Velo. And that will fill the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Don't have a number on it, but yeah, a lot of full counts, a lot of 3-ball counts have led to 13 Crawdad runs. 11 free passes today. This one, top of the zone, a slider taken, strike 3. It's the 2nd time today that Griffin Harrison has gone down by way of the K, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for Luis Zulaika.
One of the few guys today that has not really had too many productive at-bats, unfortunately. Guys was hit by pitch in his first at-bat, but since then 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. You know he'll be able to get it going eventually, but there might be a bit of a learning curve, at least this year.
Number 9 hitter for the Crawdads, Cam Calvillo. 1 for 3, flew out to right. Reached on an error, later scored and doubled in his last at-bat. This one is cranked down the left field line. It just barely is inside the foul lines. This one will be extra bases. Calvillo digging for second base. He'll pull it up there, and a 2-out double breaks the streak of 2 straight strikeouts for the Crawdads.
And back-to-back innings with a double for Calvillo, proving how effective you can be out of the 9 spot. Seen back-to-back extra base hits. Returning player on this team. What a productive one at that.
That'll bring up the top of the order in Casey Cummings. He's been hit by a pitch 3 times. Yes, 3 times he has been hit in today's ball game. Has scored in 2 of those. First pitch he sees here, trying to get out of the batter's box as quick as he can, swinging at the first pitch, but fouls it back. Yeah, don't blame him. Get aggressive. Get something early. Don't want to get hit for a 4th time.
We've already seen the hat trick. Do we see the golden sombrero?
0-1. Ran a little bit inside. and will miss for a ball. That'll even the count, a ball and a strike. Calvillo on second. Pitch to the plate, fouled straight back. A big cut from Casey Cummings.
He wants to get a chance to get his bat on a ball. We saw what happened when he did that first time up or second time up with a line out right to third base in the second inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes, righty-lefty matchup. Zuleika ready, he delivers. Cummings skies this one left side, third baseman Biscoe moving over, and on the mound in the bullpen cannot make the catch. Not going to be ruled an error, but I think it certainly should have been made. This one inside. Anchors wanted it, but they won't get it. The 2-2, this one inside. That'll fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Casey Cummings, who's already reached base safely 3 times in today's ballgame. Zuleika trying to throw or get out of an inning in which 2 runs have been allowed already. Bottom of the 5th, 13-0. This one swung on and missed. And into the catcher's glove for strike 3. Luis Zuleika strikes out 3 batters. And we head to the top of the 6th where the Crawdads lead 13-0. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball. New pitcher for the Crawdads is the 3rd arm used by Brant Cummings in today's ballgame. It's number 33, right-handed pitcher Nate Nordell. Hometown in Lodi, California, went to Sonoma State. Was Crawdad last year, was fantastic in 11 appearances, 3.52 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. through 23 innings with 15 strikeouts. 1-1, check swing, down to first base. No, he did not, says first base umpire. It's Alonzo Guijaro in the box. He is 1 for 2, and this one runs inside. Nearly got him. Tapped foul, painfully so, off Guijaro. Full count, 3-2. Nate Nordell delivers, and outside, ball 4. First batter Nordell faces in this ball game issues a 6-pitch walk. And a leadoff runner for the Anchors. Pinch hitting for Telly Hill is Chalem Rosenberg. Hill was 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out to Ryan Ellis at second. This one in the dirt. Good block. Sam Gillian kept it in front. Kept Guijaro right where he is.
The Anchors don't have a hit since the 3rd inning, and that was only their 2nd hit of the game. A double and a single right now in the box score for the Anchors, compared to the 8 hits, 13 runs for the Crawdads thus far.
Delivers to the plate, a fastball by Rosenberg. This one in the dirt. An appeal down to the umpire at second base, but I'm going to say he did not go, and it certainly looked that way. Very calm evening here in Danville, California. Nordell delivers a slider swung on and missed. Nate Nordell bounces back from the leadoff walk and strikes out Chalem Rosenberg for out number 1 here in the 6th. Big swing and a miss by Luis Zulaika, who will take over at third base for Chris Bliscoe. Bliscoe had walked twice, of course did not score. 0-1 to Zulaika, misses outside. Nordell takes a peek at first base, and Guijaro, who has a fairly short lead. This one poked out into center field. Incoming is the center fielder, Cole Fellows, but he will not be able to make the catch. And runners on first and second for the Anchors.
Let's take a quick look around the rest of the CCL. Solano Mudcats, nearby opponents of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, taking a trip down to San Luis Obispo, where they were rocked by the Blues, 19-6 in that one. And the Lincoln Potters, another rival of the Crawdads, defeating the Menlo Park Legends 4-2. That one taking place at McBean Stadium earlier today. This look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Stores. American Stage Stores, small enough to care and large enough to compete.
Francisco Aguayo, the shortstop, digging in. And correction, it will actually be a pinch hitter. Brady Wetzel will take over for Francisco Aguayo. First pitch swinging, return to center and into center field. Fellows fields it. Throw coming home to the plate. A strong throw will hold Alonzo Guajaro right where he is at third base. However, the bases are loaded for the first time for the Anchors.
First multi-hit inning for the Anchors in this one so far, and only one out. So Nordell will have to pitch around a bases-loaded situation in order to keep this inning and this entire game scoreless for Alameda.
How about Brady Wetzel? Coming in, first pitch he sees, lines it right back into center field. Bases are loaded, one away. In the dirt, good block by Sam Gilliam. It's Jordan Bolden relieving Connor Hennings. Hennings 0 for 2. But Bolden has a chance to cash in huge here. Anchors looking for their first runs of the afternoon. Haven't had a better opportunity yet. 1-0 chopped left side. That'll get through and into left field. One run will score. Another is being held up at third base. Throw is cut off. And the first run of the day belongs to a single by Jordan Bolden.
That's 3 straight hits after only 2 the entire game prior. Not the best outing for Nate Nordell thus far, unfortunately for him. But at this point in the game, the Anchors just trying to muster something, and they are able to finally in the 6th inning.
Station to station for the Anchors here in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Kai Holm is a little bit low in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. 13-1. Crawdads lead here in the 6th. However, the bases are loaded. This one chopped left side and charging is the third baseman. He goes to second for 1, on to first, not in time. A run will score through the back door. It's the second run of the inning. A fielder's choice. Runners on the corners and 2 outs for Caleb Velo, the catcher.
A good opportunity there to get a double play and was close to it. Very nice play by Griffin Harrison to really be heads up and get that out at second base. Not the lead runner, but more of a lead runner than it would have been home at first.
Bring up Caleb Velo. Does not have a hit yet in the ballgame. Works with runners on the corners. 2 outs and 2 runs in. Two runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Anchors. As this one in there for a strike, 1-1. 13 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for the Crawdads. This one chopped on the ground, right side. Ellis fields head high and throws to first in time. However, the Anchors score 2 runs here in the top of the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 13-2. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball. New pitcher for the Alameda Anchors is the right-hander number 99, Patrick Sweeney. Junior from Scotts Valley, California, stands in at 6'1", 205 pounds, and pitches in the regular season at Cal State Stanislaus. He spent 2 seasons there, combined 5.02 ERA, 29 combined appearances in 37 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 31 hits, 21 runs, 17 strikeouts, and has issued 24 walks. There have been a whole lot of substitutions here, but staying in the game is the second baseman, Ryan Ellis. Ellis has struck out, homered, walked, and flew out. He's scored twice and leads off here in the home half of the 6th inning. He'll be the first batter to face Patrick Sweeney. Delayed wait, but we are ready. Sweeney kicks, fires, delivers a fastball in there for a strike. First pitch strikes have been few and far between here for the Anchors. It's been a lot of 3-ball counts. It's been a lot of walks, 11 free passes here today. This is a changeup, misses just down and out. Ball and a strike to Ryan Ellis. Ellis, a premier hitter in the CCL, had a fantastic year last year, goes chasing at a fastball up and out. 1-2. One-two pitch, chopped softly on the right side, but it will find foul ground. So we'll do the 1-2 all over again. A ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed, from the right-handed pitcher to the left-handed hitter. This is just a little bit inside. That'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ellis back in the 2nd inning. Picked up the first hit of the season for the Crawdads. He skies this one out to not so deep center field. J.P. Boyle is there, and he makes the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Let's take a look back to yesterday in the CCL. Only 2 games. Lincoln Potters, once again, were hosting the Menlo Park Legends, and the Potters came out on top 15-8. And the Blues and the Mudcats, once more yesterday, Blues on top. Once again, not as big of a defeat, 6-4 in that one. Look around the CCL, brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care, large enough to compete.
Huge swing and a miss by Ryan Brome. He's got the power. He's hit a few balls hard today. He's scored twice, singled in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th. That was his last at bat. The 6th inning has been, the 5th inning has been the only inning in which he did not get an at bat. Here in the bottom of the 6th, nothing in too quickly on him. Long hold from Patrick Sweeney. Now he's ready, delivers in. This one fouled back into the net again. So we'll do the 0-2 all over again. Sweeney, if there's one thing about him, he's not really going to strike many guys out. He's also struggled with the walks in his career, done a good job of staying on top of that today in the 1 batter he's faced, as this one misses upstairs. 17 walks his freshman year. That was only in 22 innings. He did have 7 in 15, so an improvement on the year prior, but still a little high as the 1-2 pitch. Misses a little low. That was a good slider and an even better take by Ryan Brome. This one way up and in to the backstop. Had Brome dancing out of the way. Lucky it didn't get him.
That one nearly knocked his head. Would not have been a good situation with the amount of hit by pitches already taken by the Crawdads.
Yeah, the Crawdads they're going to need some ice after this game. Certainly. 3-2, swung on and missed. Patrick Sweeney picks up his first strikeout of the afternoon, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Not something you see too often is Ryan Brome swinging and missing at pitches like that, but of course it's going to happen every once in a while.
That'll bring up Tyson Pointer. He's homered already in the game. He's scored twice and reached safely twice as well. He'll take a slider in there for a strike. His home run back in the 3rd inning pretty much broke the game open as this one swung on and missed. It wasn't out of reach at the time of the home run. 6-0 was the score. Now 13-2 as he goes down on 3 pitches. 1-2-3 inning, the first 1-2-3 inning for the Anchors will head to the 7th, 13-2. Nate Nordell back on the bump for his 2nd inning. Gave up 2 runs in the top half of the 6th. They're the only 2 runs that have crossed the plate for the Anchors so far in today's ball game. First pitch swinging for it's Carson Vance, pinch hitter for Jack Bollinger. At this point in the game, pretty much every player has been substituted out of the Anchors lineup. Vance takes a slider that misses down and in. I'll tell you, Carson Vance has a pretty good first name. I can't lie to you.
I'm sure you think so, Carson.
1-1, slider down and out. 2 balls and a strike. Vance swings and pops this one up on the infield. Calvillo goes back and makes the catch. First out here in the 7th.
Nice easy out there for Nordell after what was a troubling 6th inning. Now he gets another chance here with Landry.
Isaiah Landry struck out in his first and only at-bat, pinch hitting for J.P. Boyle, who at the time of being substituted was 1 for 2 with the strikeout. First pitch to Landry. catches the corner. He didn't think so, but nevertheless, it's called a strike. 0-1. Nordell doing a good job bouncing back, getting ahead of the count here. This one a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nordell delivers. This one popped up behind the mound. Nordell going back. The shortstop Cavallo coming in. It will be Cavallo to make the catch. Out number 2.
2 pop outs to shortstop, 2 quick pop outs to shortstop. Looks like Nordell's getting back in his swing of things. Excuse the pun.
Definitely an improvement on the first inning in which he pitched. Gave up the 2 runs, of course. Aiden Tackless is the pinch hitter for Alonzo Guiaro. He'll take a pitch that misses a little bit down. Next pitch from Nordell is swung on and grounded down the first base line into the Crawdad bullpen and foul. All but one starting anchor has been substituted in this ballgame. 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. The only player to not be subbed out to this point in the game is the catcher batting out of the number 9 spot, Caleb Velo.
Go figure.
Tough day to be a catcher. 2-2. Hit pretty well down the left field line, but very, very far foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nordell delivers. This one tapped on the right side. Again, foul. We'll do the 2-2 all over again. It's taken 2 hours to get to this point. 6:08 local time. First pitch was at 4:01. Game moving by pretty well. As the 2-2 swung on a miss. Nice changeup from Nate Nordell. He picks up his first strikeout and works a 1-2-3 7th inning. It's time to stretch here from Monte Vista High School. So due to a a mercy rule, really. 13-2, the score in the middle of the 7th. The game has been called. The Crawdads are victorious for the first time in 2023. 13-2, of course, the final score. Winning pitcher for the Crawdads is going to be Tyler Wood. He started this game, went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, struck out 3. 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 5 earned runs, and only had 1 strikeout. A lot of colored in boxes for this Crawdads offense. They got a lot of free bases and did not disappoint. 3 home runs, 8 hits, and just a very, very good day for this offense. Justin and Kobe will take over the postgame. We'll take a short break. They'll have everything you need and more when we come back. Don't go anywhere. They'll have the postgame coming up shortly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Walnut Creek Crawdads post-game show. I am your host, Justin DeHaas, alongside me, Kobe Segal. So here, as you see, the Crawdads have won 13-2 in about 6.5 innings. It was called off due to a little mercy rule action. I don't think it was officially a mercy rule, but it was more of coaches agreed. You know what? This one is out of hand, and let's just go after a couple hours out on the field. And so, first of all, we'd like to share the out of town scoreboard, which could be brought to you. This look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. And so here we have the out of town scoreboard. The Lincoln Potters defeated the Menlo Park Legends 4-2. That game took about 2 hours and 35 minutes, and Lincoln comes out victorious in a non-league game. And our first league game of the year, San Luis Obispo Blues defeat the Solano Mudcats 19-6 in about 3 hours and 11 minutes. So the St. Louis Obispo Blues started off undefeated. So congrats to them. And so, Kobe, what do you make of some of these out-of-town scores?
Well, I think, I mean, San Luis Obispo lose 19 runs. I mean, that is scary. Watch out for them. Obviously, a lot of run scoring here in these first few games. 13 from the Crawdads, 19 from San Luis. So, I mean, clearly the first game, the pitching has not been super strong, but that could be, I mean, just getting used to a new environment. I mean, the pitchers and catchers certainly are not as in sync as they would like to be. So, I mean, yeah, it's probably the pitching usually takes a little bit more time.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you referenced the 13 runs that the Crawdads put out there today. And, I mean, overall, everyone in the lineup was just feeling it today. Like 6 guys in the lineup got hits out of the 9, with probably about 4 or 5 of them multiple hits. So, yes, very impressive overall. And look what we have here. We have our player of the game, which is Joey Donnelly. Joey, welcome on to the post-game show.
Thank you.
And first of all, of course, got to get the sponsor in. Your Crawdads Player of the Game is brought to you by DVY Cards and Collectibles, a local shop with all of your favorite cards and collectibles conveniently located just off the 4 freeway. Joey, great game today. How you feeling?
Good. It's fun to be back out here, meeting a lot of new guys. Really fun just to get a good first team win. So.
And this is your first year with the Crawdads, correct?
Second. I was
Second?
here last summer, yeah.
So what have you noticed about, what did you take from last year and your experience with the Crawdads, and how are you going to try to translate that to this year?
I think it seems like this year, same as last year, like a group of guys is already close together. I think that leads to good play and it leads to wins. So that was something we did a good job of last year, and it seems like we're already doing a good job of it this year too.
Yeah, and obviously you had a good feel at the play today. It was not just you, it was all your players. What did you guys do to prepare that you felt like you were accomplished enough to be able to do this?
I think everybody got their work in pregame. People were getting some good swings off in BP, and they just brought that into the game. Everybody was focused, took good ABs, got their pitches to hit, and didn't miss them.
Now, how did that home run feel? Tell me what was going through your mind when you're going through that AB.
I had seen the same pitcher in my last at-bat, and he threw me back-to-back curveballs. So going into the at-bat, I was kind of looking for it, and he threw it to me second pitch, and I just tried to get a good swing off on it.
Yeah, and you also had a couple RBIs too, and obviously that's indicative of the guys in front of you getting on base and being able to produce. What have those guys above you? Obviously, some of these guys were on the team last year. What are your experience with those guys, and what do you see for them coming this year?
Yeah, it's always great to hit with people on base, and I was lucky enough to hit behind, a couple of guys that played last year, and Brome and Duroff. And they were on base kind of every time for me today, which was very nice.
Yeah, and then you also had a walk too. Just talk to me about the pitch sequence there and how many pitches you were seeing.
Yeah, so their start was a little wild, so I kind of going into that bat, I was gonna make him come to me, and he got behind early and just couldn't really get back into the zone. So.
Yeah, for sure. Their starter 2 2/3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, but it just seemed like his stuff was. Did you know going in what kind of pitcher you were dealing with?
Yeah, just because he seemed a little wild, didn't have his best stuff today, so I really wanted just to make him throw strikes, trying to get my pitch. So.
And overall, obviously this is not your department, but can you just talk to me about the pitchers and what you were seeing from the dugout, whether it was Wood or Delaney or Nordell? What were you seeing, and how were they able to command their pitches?
Of course, I think most important thing and the first step is to getting outs is, you got to throw strikes. And I thought all of our pitchers today, they got ahead early and then were able to execute pitches late in the at-bat.
All right, so it's the first game of many. What do you see for this Crawdads team in the future? What do you see for this season?
At least on the offensive side, it looks like we've got a lot of guys that can really swing it. So hopefully we can keep the offense rolling through the season.
All right, that's wonderful. Joey Donnelly, thank you very much for coming on the
having me.
Crawdads postgame show. And again, Crawdads postgame show is brought to you by DVY Cards and Collectibles, a local shop with all your favorite cards and collectibles, conveniently located just off the 404 freeway. Joey, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And all right, everyone. So, great game today for the Crawdads. 13 runs on the board, only giving up 2 runs. And, oh, I forgot to give Joey his sticker, didn't I? Oh, our player of the game gets a sticker, and I messed that one up. That is my bad. See, this is a non-league game, right, Kobe? We're going through our struggles.
Yes.
I mean,
Exhibition.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's the first game for everyone, and I know you were doing stats today. How did that go?
It was very fun to do. Obviously, there were a lot of wild pitches, a lot of errors, a lot of eventful scorekeeping events, but it was very fun. Kept me on my toes, but I mean, obviously the Crawdads, they saw their pitches, as Joey said, they saw the pitcher being a little wild. They were patient, but when they got a pitch a hit, Crawdads had 3 dingers, including one by Joey. So I mean, just a great approach at the plate from the Crawdads.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you were able to watch the game a little more than I was. I was just running around doing some promotion stuff. Obviously, you stat keeping. What are your big takeaways from this game overall?
Well, I mean, from one game, especially a non-league game, it is sometimes tough to take away big takeaways. But I will say I really like the continuity that manager Brant Cummings, only 2 substitutions. Give guys, especially your returning guys, a chance to get settled in, play a full game, and prove themselves, which clearly they did.
Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, just looking at the box score here, I think something that really stands out is the pitching. You look at a guy like Tyler Wood. He only went 3 innings, but he gave up 2 hits, 1 walk. That's a 1 whip, excuse me, there with a 0 ERA. 3 strikeouts too, so a solid 9K per 9. Very strong showing for him. You got Delaney, who 2 innings pitched, and no hits, 1 walk. So again, I mean, very strong showing, and I mean Nordell, he gave up 2 earned runs in 2 innings pitched, but I mean when you're up by 13, you have enough run support to be able to sustain that and give that a little cushion. So overall, I think it was a good game for the pitching side. What'd you think?
Well, I think this game especially, you could really see the contrast between the Crawdads and the Anchors, because I mean the Anchors were wild, but the Crawdads were not. They threw strikes. They had very few non-competitive pitches, which is always important. You can't give the opposition like easy balls to take that have no chance being swung at. So I mean, just a great job, especially in a game where you're up, where you go up 13-0. It could be very easy to just kind of sit back and like maybe take it easy a bit. But no, they kept the foot on the gas. Only gave 2 runs. Great showing. Very encouraging.
Yeah, everyone had a great day today, right? Like the pitching was phenomenal, 2 earned runs over 6 innings. The lineup was even more phenomenal with 13 runs in 6 innings. And I mean, look, a couple people with hits, Donnelly and Calvillo had multiple hits. That's why Donnelly was our player of the game. And so, yeah, obviously very strong showing. And, I mean, for the Anchors, I mean, look, it's a tough look for them, right? I mean, one guy got a hit for them. Props to Zuleika, only guy who got hit at, or at least that ended the game. Some guys got subbed out and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, pitching wise, I mean, it was a tough look. Gilliam gave up 11 runs, only 3 of them earned, which is kind of fascinating. But yeah, what'd you see out of the Anchors today?
Well, I think I saw a team that obviously has a lot to improve. A lot of wild pitches, a lot of errors. There are 3 errors, but I mean, they were very costly errors. And I mean, errors and wild pitches, when you're letting up a bunch of runs, you said 8 unearned runs, which is kind of unheard of. But I mean, there were just the fundamental things that that they need to be working on. On the other side, we saw a Crawdads team that only one aired today. So I mean, you could see the difference in just the fundamentals between the two teams.
Yeah, for sure. And as we wrap up this post-game show soon, keep in tune with the Crawdads. You have going to be seeing the Bay Area Admirals a lot over these next few days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all against the Admirals. Tuesday and Thursday are at the Admirals, but come to Wednesday's home game against the Admirals, and hey, we'll have probably another promotion. I mean, today someone got free ice cream. I mean, that's a heck of a deal. So if you want to try to get free ice cream, you should come to a Crawdads game. That is the best way to do it. Support what should be a solid squad this year. And so, yeah, any last thoughts, Cody?
I think it's always great to be 1-0. Even in a non-league game, a 1-0 is always great. You keep going 1-0, it'll be a great season.
Exactly. That's the best way to start. Just build off of that. And look, I mean, maybe this game isn't indicative of the season because, I mean, this is not a CCL team, right? Like, I mean, we have to get more into the CCL schedule to get a true feeling as to how the squad's going to look. But, I mean, for right now, first impression, looking pretty dang solid. So, like I said, the Crawdads play their next game on Tuesday the 6th at the Bay Area Admirals. But again, come to Wednesday's game at home against the Bay Area Admirals. And like I said, maybe you could get some free ice cream. So for Kobe Segal and Justin DeHaas, I'm Justin DeHaas. Thank you very much for listening to this broadcast.